All right, today we're going to crack open the playbook on a really powerful way to sell on Amazon. And get this, you can do it without ever inventing a single product. This is your complete guide to the FBA wholesale model, and it's all based on the latest expert strategies. Have you ever thought about selling on Amazon, but then you get kind of stuck on that first big step? Inventing a whole new product from scratch? I mean, that's a huge hurdle, right? But what if? What if you could just skip it entirely? Well, that is exactly where this model comes in. Amazon FBA Wholesale is all about buying products that already exist, brands people already know and love, in bulk from official distributors. Then you just resell them on Amazon. And the best part? That's the FBA in the name, Fulfillment by Amazon. They handle all the tough stuff: storage, packing, shipping, all of it. You're not trying to build a new brand from nothing. You're literally leveraging one that people already trust. And look, we're not talking about some tiny little corner of the market here. Get this, a staggering 57% of Amazon's massive sales in 2024 came from third-party sellers, people doing exactly this. The opportunity it's enormous. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into what we're calling Amazon's untapped gold mine. Then, we'll talk about building your business the right way. After that, the fun part, finding your winning products. And finally, we'll wrap up with how to launch, manage, and scale the whole thing. All right, let's jump right into section 1, Amazon's untapped gold mine. Here, we're really going to break down the core appeal of this whole model. So you got to look at both sides of the coin, right? The pros are pretty powerful. You're selling products that already have proven demand. People are already searching for them. It's way lower risk than launching something brand new. And of course, you get that hands-off logistics from Amazon. But let's be real about the cons. You do need some capital to get started, probably in the ballpark of $2,000 to $5,000. And yeah, there's gonna be competition. You'll be fighting for that add to cart button. Plus, some brands are gated, meaning you have to jump through some hoops to get approval to sell them. In this right here, this quote just sums it all up so perfectly. You're tapping into existing demand instead of creating it. I mean, think about that. You're not trying to convince someone to try something new. You're just showing up where they're already shopping, for brands they already know and trust. It's a total game changer. Okay, moving on to section 2. This is all about building your business legitimately. And I can't stress this enough. This part, this foundation, is absolutely crucial. This is what makes suppliers and, Amazon itself take you seriously. So, when we talk about being legit, it really comes down to these 3 pillars. First, you've got to register a legal entity, like an LLC. This is huge because it protects your personal assets. Second, you need to get your tax IDs. That's your EIN for the IRS and a resale certificate, which is super important because it lets you buy your inventory tax-free. And third, open a separate business bank account. Trust me, it just keeps everything clean and professional. Now, when it's time to create your Amazon seller account, you'll see 2 options. But for wholesale, let's be honest, it's not really a choice. You have to go with a professional account. Yeah, it's about $40 a month, but it's essential. This is what gets you eligible for the buy box, lets you into those gated categories, and all the other important stuff. The individual account, it's not going to cut it for this business model, period. Okay, so to get that pro account approved, Amazon's going to need to verify you're a real person running a real business. So think of this as your checklist. You'll need a government-issued photo ID, your business registration docs, that tax info we just talked about, your business bank details, and a credit card. Oh, and a little pro tip, have a recent utility bill handy. They often use that to verify your address, and having it ready can make the whole process way smoother. All right, section 3. Now we get to the really active part, finding your winning products. We've laid the foundation. Now it's time for the hunt for profit. So, where do you even find these suppliers? Well, there are basically 5 main paths you can take. You can go to authorized distributors. These are big companies that represent lots of different brands. Or you can try to build a relationship directly with the brand itself. You can also check out wholesale directories online, or even better, go to industry trade shows to meet people face to face. And then there's a really cool technique called reverse sourcing, where you find a hot product on Amazon first and then work backward to find out who supplies it. Okay, listen up, because this is a critical warning. This could literally save your entire business. You must get proper wholesale invoices from your suppliers. If you're talking to someone and they say they can only give you like a retail receipt from Walmart or something, run away. Seriously. Amazon will not accept those for approvals, and it's a giant red flag that could get your account shut down for good. So when you're looking at a product, what do the numbers of a winner actually look like? This table gives us a great example. You want a bestseller rank, or a BSR, that's pretty stable, not all over the place. You want to see just a few consistent sellers on the buy box, not a dozen. And of course, the money's got to make sense. Here we see a net profit of over $5 per sale, which gives a nice 25% return on investment. And with over 600 units selling a month, that tells you there's plenty of sales to go around. Okay, let's bring it all home with our final section: launch, manage, and scale. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's all about execution. That first order is a big deal, but you don't have to go all in. The smart move is to start small. Just place a test order for the supplier's minimum order quantity, their MOQ. Once the products arrive, you have to prep them for FBA. This means putting a special barcode label called an FN on each item. Think of it as that item's unique ID that links it directly to you in Amazon's massive warehouses. From there, you just create a shipment plan inside Seller Central, box everything up, and ship it off to Amazon. All right, let's talk about a few common mistakes people make so you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, ignoring your cash flow. This is so important. Remember, you have to buy all your inventory up front, right? But Amazon only pays you every 2 weeks. If you don't manage that time gap, you could be profitable on paper but have no cash to buy more inventory. That's a killer. Next up, mistake number 2, competing only on price. This is a trap. It just becomes a race to the bottom and nobody makes any money. The much smarter way to do it is to use an automated repricing tool. These things can keep you competitive and help you win the buy box without you having to sit there all day just tanking your own profits. And mistake number 3, neglecting your account health. That dashboard and Seller Central, you need to think of it as your business's lifeline. Amazon is always watching metrics like your order defect rate. If you let that stuff slip, you're looking at penalties or even getting your account suspended. You've got to be checking it constantly. So how do you take this from a small side hustle to a real scalable business? Well, it boils down to a few key things. You have to get really good at replenishing your inventory so you don't run out of stock. You have to use those repricing tools to stay competitive. You've got to build great long-term relationships with your suppliers. And eventually, you need to start outsourcing the day-to-day tasks so you can focus on the big picture strategy. So just to be clear, the guide that we've been using as a source for all this wraps up with a recommendation of its own. It says that if you're looking for more hands-on, expert help, you might want to book a free consultation with their agency, which is called StarterX. They specialize in this exact business model. And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? We've walked through the whole how-to blueprint from the guide. We've seen all the steps. But when you really think about it, what do you think is the one thing that truly separates the people who succeed from those who fail? Is it just having the best strategy? Is it about having the most money to start with? Or does it all just come down to pure day in and day out execution?